it chapter by chapter, one bite at a time. So many adventures and mountains we can climb. Take it word for word, line by line, one bite at a time.
Welcome to Bite at a Time Books, where we read you your favorite classics one bite at a time. My name is Bree Carlile, and I love to read, and wanted to share my passion with listeners like you. If you want to know what's coming next and vote on upcoming books, sign up for our newsletter at biteatatimebooks.com. You'll also find our new t-shirts in the shop, including podcast shirts and quote shirts from your favorite classic novels. Be sure to follow my show on your favorite podcast platform so you get all the new episodes. You can find most of our links in the show notes, but also our website, biteatatimebooks.com, includes all of the links for our show, including to our Patreon to support the show, and YouTube, where we have special behind the narration of the episodes. We're part of the Bite at a Time Books Productions Network. If you'd also like to hear what inspired your favorite classic authors to write their novels, and what was going on in the world at the time, check out the Bite at a Time Books Behind the Story podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. Please note, while we try to keep the text as close to the original as possible, some words have been changed to honor the marginalized communities who've identified the words as harmful, and to stay in alignment with Bite at a Time Books' brand values. Today we'll be continuing Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. Chapter 9. A Century Under a Gamp. Since we are engaged in giving details as to what the convent of the Petit Picpus was in former times, and since we ventured to open a window on that discreet retreat, the reader will permit us one other little digression, utterly foreign to this book, but characteristic and useful, since it shows that the cloister even has its original figures. In the little convent, there was a centenarian who came from the Abbey of Fontevrault. She had even been in society before the Revolution. She talked a great deal of Monsieur de Miromesnil, Keeper of the Seals under Louis XVI, and of a presentess, Duplat, with whom she had been very intimate. It was her pleasure and her vanity to drag in these names on every pretext. She told wonders of the Abbey of Fontevrault, that it was like a city, and that there were streets in the monastery. She talked with a Picard accent which amused the pupils. Every year she solemnly renewed her vows, and at the moment of taking the oath she said to the priest, Monseigneur Saint Francois gave it to Monseigneur Saint Julian. Monseigneur Saint Julian gave it to Monseigneur Saint Euspius. Monseigneur Saint Euspius gave it to Monseigneur Saint Procopius, etc., etc., and thus I give it to you, Father. And the schoolgirls would begin to laugh, not in their sleeves, but under their veils, charming little stifled laughs which made the vocal mothers frown. On another occasion, the centenarian was telling stories. She said that in her youth, the Bernardine monks were every whit as good as the Mousquetaires. It was a century which spoke through her, but it was the 18th century. She told about the custom of the four wines, which existed before the Revolution in Champagne in Bourgogne, when a great personage, a marshal of France, a prince, a duke, and a peer, traversed a town in Burgundy or Champagne, the city fathers came out to harangue him, and presented him with 4 silver gondolas, into which they had poured 4 different sorts of wine. On the first goblet, this inscription could be read, Monkey wine. On the second, lion wine. On the third, sheep wine. On the fourth, hog wine. These 4 legends express the 4 stages descended by the drunkard. The first, intoxication, which enlivens. The second, that which irritates. The third, that which dulls. And the fourth, that which brutalizes. In a cupboard under lock and key, she kept a mysterious object of which she thought a great deal. The rule of Font Veralt did not forbid this. She would not show this object to anyone. She shut herself up, which her rule allowed her to do, and hid herself every time that she desired to contemplate it. If she heard a footstep in the corridor, she closed the cupboard again as hastily as it was possible with her aged hands. As soon as it was mentioned to her, she became silent. She, who was so fond of talking. The most curious were baffled by her silence, and the most tenacious by her obstinacy. Thus, it furnished a subject of comment for all those who were unoccupied or bored in the convent. What could that treasure of the centenarian be, which was so precious and so secret? Some holy book, no doubt. Some unique chaplet. Some authentic relic. They lost themselves in conjectures. When the poor old woman died, they rushed to her cupboard more hastily than was fitting, perhaps, and opened it. They found the object beneath a triple linen cloth, like some consecrated paten. It was a fanza platter representing little loves flitting away, pursued by apothecary lads armed with enormous syringes. The chase abounds in grimaces and in comical postures. One of the charming little loves is already fairly spitted. He is resisting, fluttering his tiny wings, and still making an effort to fly, but the dancer is laughing with a satanical air. Moral? Love, conquered by the colic. This platter, which is very curious, and which had, possibly, the honor of furnishing Molière with an idea, was still in existence in September 1845. It was for sale by a bric-a-brac merchant in the Boulevard Beaumarchais. This good old woman would not receive any visits from outside because, said she, the parlor is too gloomy. Thank you for joining Bite at a Time Books today, while we read a bite of one of your favorite classics. Again, my name is Bree Carlile, and I hope you come back tomorrow for the next bite of Les Miserables. Don't forget to sign up for our newsletter at biteatatimebooks.com and check out the shop. You can check out the show notes or our website, biteatatimebooks.com, for the rest of the links for our show. We'd love to hear from you on social media as well.